Yeah, thank you for joining me. It is Takeaway Tuesday with Northern Stamper. I'm Tina Kavrikich, but don't worry, you just need to know Northern Stamper. If you have any questions, just drop me an email at northernstamper@gmail.com. I'm located in Canada and I'm a Canadian independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, so you can reach me at any time. This month we are working with circle sayings, and I love this stamp set. It does come with a punch. So there's a circle punch, and that is 2 3/8, and it's fantastic. You're going to love this. So today what we're going to do is we are going to be working with the circle sayings, but instead of the punch, we are actually going to be working with some items from the annual catalog, and it is called the Deckled Rectangle Dies, and they're located on page 163. They're fantastic dies. You know what? If you need dies for any kind of shape, these are one great one to have. They do have in the new mini catalog circles like this, which are absolutely fantastic. So let me know if you have any questions about that. northernstamper@gmail.com. We are going to be, like I said, using some of the rectangle dies out of this set, and we are going to be using 3 of the ones that are in here. So I want to show you a couple of things before we get started. So this is, I had to show you. So I went to Backstage last week, and the theme was kind of like lyrics, and they did a lot of it from the Beatles. And I picked up this mat. It was one of the display mats that they had, and I call it my road to nowhere because it's a road, and it's like just ending at each side. So it's like my road to nowhere. I had a great time at Backstage. If you're a demonstrator, I highly suggest trying to get to Backstage or on stage or any stage that you can get to. I did participate in swaps, and this was one of my swap cards that I had done. So this is a mini card, so very cute. Very cute. It's got a center fold up, just like that. There you go. I wanted to show you just a couple of the little cards that I had received. Now this one is super cute. Isn't that cute? And it folds and it stands like that. Oh, so cute. Love that paper. All right, from the new mini catalog, this is the designer series paper, and this is the snowflake stamp set that they have coming up. It's Leave a Little Sparkle. It is very cute. I don't know if you can tell, but there's a little bit of Winkostella on that and on the word sparkle. I don't know if you can tell, but check out the shiny designer series paper that they have in there. I had a lot of fun making this card, and you can see I used the deckled rectangles to frame that up with. One of my favorite colors, Lost Lagoon, and I think it turned out really nice. Anyways, let's take a look at the card we are going to make today. It is all going to be in the color of wild wheat. Now, the reason I chose wild wheat is because a lot of people say, oh, they look at this color and say, I really don't like that. But you know what? The wild wheat is actually very, very pretty to work with. So what we're going to do, in your package, if you got a package to take along Tuesday, we have our wild wheat card base right there. There we go. There it is. And we've got 2 pieces of Very Vanilla. Now, we used Very Vanilla because I thought it wasn't as harsh. Like when you compare it to a white, it's a lot more harsh against the wild wheat. So we are using 2 pieces of Very Vanilla and another piece of wild wheat cardstock, and that is it. Don't forget, you have your ink pad and your circle sayings and your little deckled dies that we're going to be working with. And so give me a thumbs up if you are ready to get rolling on the circle sayings. All right, so let's get started. And what we're going to start with first is we are going to take some of these cardstock pieces, and what we're going to do is we are going to be cutting these out. So I got the largest one is going to be with Very Vanilla, and I'm actually just going to use some little post-it notes to hold those down. Okay, so just going to use that, hold it down there. Oops. Okay, one side on that, one side on the other. Yeah, I just do this so that it doesn't shift when I do the embossing. So I do that. The next is wild wheat, so I'm going with the next smallest. So I'm going from largest to smallest. Okay, so we're going to go down, and what I'm going to do again, place that in, put a little bit of post-it note to keep it on there. And then we're going to go again back to the Very Vanilla with the smallest size. Okay, so we've got those 3 sizes set up, and we're going to be cutting them out with the embossing cut and emboss machine. Okay, so let's go over and give that a cut. Okay, so we're going to go give those a little cut, and we're going to come back, and what I've done is they are now all cut out. I'm going to take these pieces off, use them for later. I love how these turns out. Oh my goodness. The decal dies, they really add something to the edge of each of these card pieces. I just love them. And the circle decaled dies that they have are fantastic. I swear I could put my head through one of them. You know what? I don't think I should try, but I'm sure I could do it. All right. So as you can see, these are going to be coming together, layering on top. All right, there we go, to showcase each of those pieces there. Now what you may need to do is you may need to, I don't know if you have enough in your cut off pieces or not, you may need to grab another piece of wild wheat cardstock and Very Vanilla just to do the sentiment. It's up to you. It depends if you're just doing a strip, like we can get a little strip out of here and there, or if you want to use the double oval punch, you might have to get an extra piece to do that. All right, so we have these together, and what I'm going to do is we're going to do some stamping on this top one to begin with. So let's take that apart. All right, going to put those over there on that card, and we're going to do some stamping on here. Okay, so again, the wild wheat, we're just using the one color, and we're going to actually fill this page with stamping images and stuff like that. So, got to get those out. And the images that we're going to work with these great little seashells on here, this kind of tidal wave with the sun, sending you and then we're going to take the happy birthday, and we're going to use these on our card pieces. Okay, so we're going to ink up. Now you'll notice that I don't place my images straight on the card block. I like to make sure I look through and focus on the stamp itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tuck this one up into the corner, stamp on there. Oh my gosh, look how pretty that is. I gotta tell you, the wild wheat is actually a very, very pretty color. Again, tuck it in as close to the edge as we can. And if we make a boo-boo, that's okay, because we can always turn the paper over. Right, so now we're going to work with the little sunset. Again, ink it up. And we're going to place that right in the middle, down just so it just clears those bottom seashells. So see, it just cleared that bottom seashell. And that should leave us a space on the top for sending you and that sentiment we're going to stamp around the edge. Now you can place it around, but I think it's going to hit that. So I'm just going to tuck it over to the side a little bit. You know what? Just work on yours. Oh, I can see if I look through, there's some ink missing. So always double check. And I'm going to just turn it a little bit and off to the side and straight up and down. And let's see. Oh my goodness, it did turn out fantastic. Look at that. Okay. This is pretty good. Now you'll notice there's a space kind of vacant right there, right? So this is where I'm going to be placing my sentiment. Very, very simple card. I'm telling you, this is a really super simple card. And what we're going to do now is we're going to bring back in our card base. I'm going to layer up these pieces. Let's put that one off to the side. And I'm going to put on some dimensionals on the back of all of these just to bring them up. Okay. This is actually a really nice color. Turns out absolutely fantastic. Wanted to show off that the color is actually so pretty. So we're going to bring that one up. Again, we're going to do the dimensionals on the back here. Whoop. Pop that up again, up on top. So it really kind of builds some height there. And the last one we're going to do, again, with this, is going to place the sentiment on. I mean, the images on, and then we'll place the sentiment on top. Oh, I have a little visitor coming. I do apologize. There is a little bit of a cat foot. Oh, Willow, what are you doing? Okay, we're just going to pop that on. And hold on a second. Let's see. Come on, keep going. Keep going. Sorry about that. Yes, she wanted to make a card too. She's got some opinions. All right, so this is, look at the height on that. That looks really nice. It's really adding some height there. Looking great. Love it. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm actually going to take some of these pieces. I don't quite have enough to punch out in here. Oh, look, I guess I do. And do I have enough here? You know what? I'm going to go grab an extra piece of wild wheat and actually do a piece with the double oval. So hold on a second. So I just found this is my very last piece of wild wheat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, I had made this cardstock reorder form, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark on here that I have to redo and order another wild wheat, and I'm going to go back and I'm going to double check, and I'm going to keep adding. So isn't that great? Look, I can erase it when I'm done, and I have all the little numbers on here for ordering. This is something that I had made up, and I thought really it's come in handy when I need to do some ordering. So give me a comment if you need something like that. Very useful. Let us take a look at the sentiments that we have here. So I'm going to say sending you a, and then I'm going to stamp in the happy birthday with the wild wheat, which actually apparently took legs and went somewhere. Oh, there it is. I'm going to stamp that on the Very Vanilla. Oops. Hold on, let's get you up here in the frame here. I'm going to stamp that in Very Vanilla. On the wild wheat on the Very Vanilla, and then cut it out. Okay, I'm gonna keep an eye out, and I'm gonna watch as it goes all the way around, and then cut it out. Okay. We have that. I'm going to close the ink pad. You know, I found out when I went down to Kanab where they make these all by hand. Can you believe that? They have somebody that actually sits there, glues these pieces in, puts that on, and then closes it up and runs it through to like be labeled, and I couldn't believe it. I was totally amazed by the whole mechanics on how they make everything down there. Let's pop out a piece of wild wheat. Okay, I'm going to put these two together. There you go. See, look, happy birthday. Let's glue that. Okay. On top. Do you know what I think? We could just leave it like that. Or let's take a look to see what's in the little scrap bin of ribbon. So let's see what we can get here. Oh, there's a piece of that. Do we have a piece? You know what? I got a piece of wild wheat. How about that? There's another one. You know what? We can go with that. Let's go with that and see what we can come up with. I'm not going to do a huge ribbon on this because I don't want to overpower it too much, but I will do a little bit kind of peeking out. So let's trim that. We'll do a couple of pieces. I'm going to angle cut these. Now, like I said, I don't want to do huge pieces hanging out because then it will be kind of just too much. You know what they say, sometimes a little bit is just enough, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So I'm going to pop it in back here, Gonna tape it just a, oh, the tape is popping up. We'll just do a little bit because the tape doesn't want to stay. There we go. So I have a little bit. I can do a little bit on the bottom. Let's do that. Get a couple of more pieces. Just a little bit. When you do this, you can actually just tape a little bit, and your ribbon will go quite far when you do this type of ribbon on the back. And again, oh, that actually looks really nice. Let's add some dimensionals to that, and again, pop that up. Okay, I'm gonna try and go where the ribbon is not, so it doesn't go too high, and we'll just pop that on there. There we go. Ah, that looks really good. Now, if we want, we can finish that up with some Wink of Stella, which I think what I'm going to do is do just lightly on the waves. Add that. That way it adds just a little bit of sparkle to it. Some of that. It's very subtle. And what I'm going to try and do is I'm trying not to touch the ink too much because I don't want to smudge it. Okay, there we go. And let's look for some embellishments. What have we got here? Okay, let's take a look at some embellishments. Now, I had some left over from paper pumpkin that I had done, and these are just clear little dots, and I thought they would work really nice because they don't kind of overpower any of the image that we have, because really what I'm trying to focus on is the image here. It's the stamping that I'm trying to focus on. I want to highlight that, not really too much anything else, and that's what I want to do, and that's why I'm choosing these elements that are kind of really subtle but just add a little bit to the card. So there we go. Should we put a couple down here? Let's see. I'll put one down there. So there we go. Very simple card. I wanted to show you how to do that using decal dies. Love them. They are fantastic. So look at the height of that card. Looks really, really nice. Using some very small embellishments, even though they're left over from a paper pumpkin, make sure that you put them in a little container like this. See, very simple. And then you have them all together. Right? So join me every Tuesday on how I'm going to show you how to make a very simple card. Next week, again, we will be using the circle sayings and the punch. So make sure you are here next Tuesday. Comment below what you think of the wild wheat card color. Like, you could do this in navy and any other color card that you have. Make sure that you comment or post a picture of your card in a design like this. I'd love to see it. I think everybody is greatly talented, and I love to see different ideas. Anyways, thank you for joining me. Don't forget, northernstamper@gmail.com. If you have any questions, if you see anything here that you like and you wish to purchase, just drop me an email. I'm happy to help you, and I am also here to help you make the most of your money. Anyways, I will see you next time, and have a happy crafty day.